Oh, and now we're recording too.
We're
So
recording.
welcome everybody. We're officially live on all platforms and recording. So as you can see, we have two incredible special guests with us tonight. We're going to get to their amazing stories and transformations here in a moment. You're going to just dive and see their before and after pictures. So exciting. So Karen and Heather are joining us. So thank you ladies for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for having us.
And, if you're logging in, hey, Chanda from Hawaii. So yes, if you're logging in with us, definitely chat in, let us know where you're coming from and how you're doing this week. So let's get started. This is officially, you guys, our start of our 12th week. So if you're here, and you're listening to this, and even if you can't make it on Mondays and you're listening tomorrow, just give yourselves a huge pat on the back. Somebody grab their right hand and just pat yourself on the back and say, I am amazing.
Yes, you guys are amazing. You guys stay consistent for 12 weeks. So that has a lot. We should all applaud for that.
Congratulations.
That's right. That is a big deal. That is a big deal. We put up these disclaimers every week, so you know them well, and so those are those that you see every week. And I'm so tired of saying them. Can you tell? So we have a lot of teams that joined us for the TLS weight loss journey here with TLS Team Tone Up. So big congratulations to all our teams. These were the teams that hit the leaderboard this week, starting off on week 12. So this is basically 11 weeks of results here. 2,178 pounds lost so far. 1,918 inches lost so far. So it was so exciting. And just a shout out to our top teams, Journey to Lose.
Congratulations.
Team M3, Team Lokahi, and which means I believe Unity, and Healthy Maniacs, and my favorite Slim Pickens.
Not biased at all. Not biased at all.
I'm not biased because it's my team. So I feel, I think it's just amazing that all of these teams, have just been so consistently, you're seeing those same teams, up on this board week to week. So just a huge congratulations to all of you for being so consistent. And I know that there's times it was tough. I know there's times where things fluctuated, maybe even the wrong way, but you're sticking it out and you will reap the benefits of that. We promise for sure. And we have a couple stories just to inspire you to keep going. So here, without further ado, is Heather. And as you can see from the photos here that Heather has 40 pounds. She comes from the Pennsylvania area and she's a nurse. And I'm going to let her tell her story. So thanks for being here, Heather, and tell us a little bit about your journey.
Well, thank you guys so much for the opportunity to, share my story in the first place. So I'm very honored and very grateful that I'm able to do that. And I'm excited. And of course, as you guys know, my name is Heather and I am a nurse and I've lost 40 pounds on our TLS weight loss. And it's really been a journey. At the end of the day, it's really only the beginning, but it only started because of a mindset shift that I had. I started looking at weight loss as not focusing so much on weight loss, but more focusing on my health at the end of the day. As you can see in that picture, I wasn't as, skinny or as looking good as I am on that right-hand side, but I also wasn't as healthy. Like my mindset wasn't healthy at the same time. And I was struggling with some health challenges growing up. And weight wasn't really something that I was struggling with until I was in high school, a senior in high school. And to be open and vulnerable with you guys, I had lost my grandfather and I started to stress eat a lot, right? And it was really an emotional time for me. And things just started to snowball and I started college, and college is amazing. But, at the end of the day, I was always going out and I was always drinking, and it was just one thing after the other. And I could see myself getting a little bit heavier. But I was like, okay, maybe I need to make a change. So I started working out a little bit. I hired a personal trainer and I started eating healthier. And I guess what? I saw results, but I started to treat myself, and that was a bad thing to do. And the more I started to treat myself, the more I was like, that was just an everyday thing. I was like, oh, well, I lost all this weight. So now I can, give myself a little bit of a treat. But at the end of the day, that was something that wasn't good for me. And so I found myself 40 pounds heavier. And in 2019, I was actually shopping. I was going to Miami and I was in the dressing room and I put on this beautiful green dress. And I was like, oh my gosh, this looks so nice, but I don't look good in it at all. And I was like, oh my gosh, I need to make a change. I really need to make a change. And I started focusing more on being healthier. And my friend Chevy actually introduced me to our isotonics line and our TLS weight loss line. And I said, okay, I don't want to make a complete change all of a sudden. So I tried something for just to try it. I tried our trim tea and I really, really liked it. And I said, okay, if this is something simple that I can do, what else can I do? What else do we have here? So I looked at our 30-day challenge and I dove right into that and I investigated, I researched, I'm a nurse. And the more that I saw this, the more I saw a solution as a whole, like a whole rounded holistic view of wellness. And within 30 days, I lost 20 pounds. And I said, wow. I was like, this is amazing. I'm feeling great. I'm looking great. Not only am I feeling great and looking great, but my mindset was really shifting. And people around me were like, Heather, you look amazing. What are you doing? And guess what? I showed them what I was doing and how I was doing it. So they're on their wellness journey too. And it's just amazing because this opportunity, this program gives us the opportunity to share and empower others to do the same exact thing. And that's what I love about this. And back in 2019, I was feeling a little sluggish. I couldn't put my shoes on. I was always huffing and puffing, like bending over to put my shoes on. But after I lost that 20 pounds, I was like, what else can I do? I knew that there was more to this program. So I did more research and I actually added more supplementation. I started working out a lot more and with people that have the same vision, the same goal. And it was just, I made it fun. And we also had that accountability, which I love. I really love that because at the end of the day, weight loss is a challenging thing. And to go through it by yourself is hard. So when we find people that have that same mindset, it's a no-brainer. And we had fun doing it. And something that I really love about this program is that we have that holistic view and we have that low glycemic eating. And that's what really changed because thinking about food for me was more of a comfort thing. And the more that I learned through this educational system, this great TLS like workbooks and all of that stuff, I realized how can I feed my mind and how can I feed my body the right things at the end of the day. So this is definitely something that's taught me accountability. That's definitely something that's been taught to me about discipline, but also loving myself through the process because, being at that weight, you love yourself, but it's a process to, lose all that weight and look at yourself in the mirror and be like, hey, look at me, right? So it's just a journey. And it's so exciting to be able to talk about it because I just want people to feel like they're not alone. I felt like I was alone and I found a group of people that felt the same exact way that wanted to become healthier. And so it's just a journey and I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to share my story. So I'm going to give it back to Melanie. So thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice work, Heather. We're so excited for your incredible progress. And that's exactly why we do these challenges. Like the team tone up, we said, grab, you had to have at least one other person. You had to register as a team. There was no team of one. It was register as a team, come through these 12 weeks together with us and doing it all together. And that is something we've done pretty consistently throughout the year, just these kinds of challenges for just that reason.
Yeah.
And so
I love you guys. Thank you.
Yeah. No, it's so everything you said is so true. Weight loss on your own is so hard.
Yes.
All right. So next up, without further ado, and we're going to come back to you, Heather, too, is that we have Karen. Karen is, just a bright shining light who came up to me not too long ago and had to tell me, actually both you and Karen did this recently. I have to tell you. And so Karen, as you can see, has lost 41 pounds with TLS. Such an incredible transformation.
Yes.
And Karen, why don't you go ahead and you're in the real estate industry, correct?
No, actually, I am a acquisition manager for the federal government.
Right. I knew there was like, some formalities in that. So acquisition, I was like, it was like administrative, right? I knew it was administrative, which means you can be sitting at a desk,
Yes.
and that can really cause some issues long term as well. So Karen, I want you to share your story with us.
Okay. Again, I want to thank you guys also for allowing me to come on tonight and just share my journey. Of course, working from home, well, we're sitting at a desk, but also with COVID hitting, we're home. We were home, and all I did was sit and work on the computer. You don't realize how much you can gain weight, doing just sitting all day long. But my journey with weight loss actually started. I had been going back and forth, and as you say, you lose a little bit, you figure you can gear off a little bit, but then you gear off and then you mess up. But I had a doctor's appointment and they did thorough blood work. And one of the things I learned with being with TLS and Market America, doing a thorough blood work of your body, you get to learn a whole lot more about yourself. Well, my report came back crazy. And my doctor immediately wanted to put me on insulin and a whole bunch of stuff. And I've never been one who liked to take medication or pills. So I did ask him, please give me a chance. I know what to do. Just give me a chance. Well, he gave me that chance and I dove straight into our TLS weight loss solution. I followed the program from beginning to end. They gave me everything I needed to be successful. I learned so much about low glycemic eating. I found out what my weaknesses were, and finding that out, I was able to stay away from them. Taking the supplements also helped help me with my progress, as far as my blood work goes, and then staying active and having accountability partners is absolutely important. They pushed me, and all we did is we walked during the snow, the sleet, and the rain. Literally, I have pictures of us out in the snow, walking or holding on to each other, slipping and sliding on ice. But we kept moving, we just kept moving. And it taught me how to, it's not so much about buying foods, but it's teaching me how to, the foods that I had taught me a different way of preparing those foods to eat, eating healthier. The program teaches you from beginning to the very end. And I thank God that when I went back for my some more blood work, my numbers came back absolutely amazing, to the point where my doctor was so excited. He was screaming at me and was like, oh my God, what did you do? What did you do? So I shared with him what I did, and he's just very ecstatic about it. And I've become very passionate about sharing my story for those who are willing to listen. I don't want to, people to think, well, you know what, I'm just tired of listening. No, it's important to becoming healthy. And I found that out. I really found that out. And any way that I can help someone on that journey, I am all for it. So I am now taking on the challenge of becoming a certified TLS coach so that I can help others with their success also. I think it's very important now that, in today's times, is so much going on with people's health, whether they had COVID and they're still trying to heal from COVID, or doing this program, whether you had COVID or not, or you're trying to lose weight, or just trying to live a healthier lifestyle. This is the way to go, because it educates you. It's not just telling you to take this, or do this, do that. It educates you on your body and the things that your body is going through. So I just absolutely love TLS program. I can say for, people probably, I've never been one to really share a lot about myself, but I'm being open now because it's important for me to be open about me. People may always tell you, because I kept asking why nobody ever told me I was fat. But nobody's going to tell you you're fat, of course. But, because I look at that picture and I'm like, my mouth dropped wide open. But it's a result of my success in losing weight. But for once in my life, I can say that I love me. I love me. I love the way I look. People would say, well, you lost too much. You may think so, but I really love me. I love the way I look. I was running from the mirror before. Now, what? I'll stand in front of the mirror. I'm there. I enjoy going shopping for clothes now because, I can now find my size, but it's nothing like having that confidence in yourself. So thank you for allowing me to share.
Oh, well, thanks, Karen. We have such an incredible theme throughout all the people who shared their stories here with us. I feel like week to week, we've just heard this theme of like, I'm confident, I feel great, but I also just have, like, I love myself. And it's not just about like how you look in the mirror, but like the point, like knowing that what you put in your body is about self-love, right? It's not just looking in the mirror and going, I love what I see. It's like, no, the expression of self-love is choosing wisely what I put in my mouth, choosing wisely what I don't put in my mouth, right? So, so fantastic. You guys all have big fans on the line right now. They're all giving you lots of love here. So that's
lots of love here.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know if you guys are seeing the chats coming through, but they're just very excited. And, so we just have this incredible before and after. And, I just, when you said, like, you look at this picture, Karen, and you're like, what? Right? Why did nobody tell me? And I think it's one of those things where it's, with weight loss, it's really got to be your own idea, right, Suzanne?
Yep, totally. And like Heather was saying, it's the mindset shift, right? That mindset shift was really that pivotal point where she said, that's it, I'm going to do something different. And the second thing was, she said she tried the weight loss, she had the personal trainer. Why it was not able to sustain is because her mindset was not in the right place. And this time the mindset in the right place combined with a great program that I think is the marriage of the both together. And I think that really helps sustain that result. And that's why she's so proud of her result, because she knows this is an ongoing journey, but she knows this is a journey that she can maintain for a long time. And I think that's what motivates people. And that's why when Karen and Heather share her story, you can feel like you said self-love, but the self-love finally said, yes, I choose to be healthy. Yes. And the side effect of being healthy is weight loss, as one of them, right?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Isn't that kind of fun? I love this. So Cynthia, thanks for sharing. She's like, I'm so motivated by these ladies, right? So she's very motivated. But I love this. Heather Rowe said, I can't wait to look like Karen and Heather. Oh, and isn't that so fun? Because I think that's a really neat place to get to. And whenever I'm being critical of myself, I always remember that no matter where I go, no matter where whatever, I'm at the grocery store, there's somebody who's looking at me going, I want to look like that. Right. Even if I'm being hypocritical about where I'm at or my results, or, I'm somebody's goal,
right.
And so it's a pretty amazing thing, Heather and Karen, to get there, right? Yeah. To be like, I'm somebody's goal. Like, how fun is that, right? So I think that's a big deal. It is a big deal. Before we move on here, and we only have a little bit of content here this week. So I'm curious, if you were stranded on an island, what's the TLS product you couldn't live without? Karen, what's yours?
So many, but I love the CLA, TLS CLA. Mm-hmm. You got it. Wait, I was trying to.
I got it.
Yes. Yes. And the core.
Oh yes, the core.
Mm-hmm.
Love the core.
Yes, love the core.
Rodney says he wouldn't be without his thermochrome and CLA.
Yep.
Chandra says shakes. I So when you started on the CLA, Karen, you saw a big difference?
Yes, I did.
That's
I
awesome.
did. Yes, I did.
She said,
I
"Mhm."
love
I
the
can
way it
vouch-
takes
I can
care of the
vouch for that.
midsection.
Yeah.
The midsection. It takes care of the midsection. It helps. It really helps.
And how about you, Heather?
So something that I cannot absolutely not live without is our trim tee and our axe, our TLS
Mhm.
axe.
Mm.
Absolutely love that. That's what really started my weight loss journey, and it was something simple. So when I talk to my clients, I'm like, if this is something you want to try it. And they love it. They don't taste it in their water, and they're like, what else can I do?
Right.
And then
Yeah.
our axe really helps with the stress.
Yes.
Everybody's dealing with stress, especially as a nurse. So just working naturally, and I love that it's all natural. It's all
Yes. Absolutely.
Oh yeah, lots of herbs and flowers and all kinds of fun stuff in there.
Yeah.
All adaptogenic herbs helping the body
Yes.
with stress. And I think we talked about stress the other week, and Suzanne brought up a really good point of, it's like you've been a nurse for a long time, so extending the last couple of years, Heather. I feel like that kind of shift work is stressful on the body.
Mhm.
Right. So even if you're used to it and it's your lifestyle, those kinds of shift work jobs they put stress on the body. So I think there's a lot of people who might, think, hey, I'm not really all that stressed. But the lifestyle, they're just so used to a certain lifestyle that they're not realizing their stress on their body. And that's why Axe can be the
Mhm.
TLS Axe is such a game changer for so many people.
Yeah.
Yes, stress is so related to your weight gain or weight loss. So
Mhm,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Nadine on the line, she agrees. She said couldn't live without her axe. That's coming with her on a deserted island. Although, would we have a lot of stress on a deserted island? Actually, we probably would.
we're not gonna get the
We're
food.
trying to get
stress.
off.
Get me off here. Yeah. All right, ladies, thank you so much for joining us. It was so great to have you, and thank you for sharing your stories and being an
Yes.
inspiration to others. We really appreciate it.
Okay. Thank you again.
Thank you. Thank you,
Okay.
Karen.
Good night.
Thank
I'm
you,
excited
Heather.
to see the rest
Bye.
of this presentation. So
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
All right.
All right, so you got that, Suzanne?
Okay.
All right, perfect. Okay, here we go, guys. We got a little overview for you today. Let me bring up the PowerPoint. So as you know, we are going through, there's Karen again, so amazing. That we're going through this 12-week guidance journal. And so today is chapter 12, which is called Living Lifestyle. It's only a couple short pages. So we're gonna, just give a little overview here. Suzanne?
Yes. Well, I know there's a lot of when people go into weight loss, and I'm sure everyone will agree, weight loss is not new. When you flip over magazine cover every single year, top cover, it's always something related to weight loss because everyone's looking for a solution. And there's a lot of trends and everything. And I always say comes and go, but certain things take forever. And I used to use the analogy as that basic white t-shirt, right? It doesn't matter what other trend you always own that basic white t-shirt. And I really say that's your low glycemic impact eating. It's not sexy, but it's your reliable white t-shirt that you can always go back to. And that's what I love about TLS. You can always go back to that. And what's the benefit of low glycemic impact eating? First of all, it has so many benefits aside from weight loss. It's promote cardiovascular health, right? Help maintain blood sugar level. We talk about, being even Steven and not roller coaster, which is very important because that assists your body to burn fat and improve energy, and which is so important because can you imagine you're very tired and you're forced to work out? You're not going to you cannot go maintain for a long time. But when you have energy, guess what? You're willing to put on that running shoe and go out for that walk, and that walk will sustain you. You'd be surprised. You've gone from not loving workout to start loving your walks, your daily walks, right? And low GI food, what I love about it really assists in healthy metabolic responses, because we kept saying there's a lot of metabolic imbalances. So anything to help with supporting a healthy metabolic responses are all very beneficial. And the most important, like Melanie and I, we're a foodie. We love food, all without deprivation. You get to eat real food, and they are so good. And Karen was saying that she learned like recipes. She realized how tasty these foods are. And that's what makes us happy when people say they actually taste good. I said, good. I'm so glad you find them taste good, because we do too, basically. You're muted.
I had dogs barking. Okay, here we go. So one of the things about eating low glycemic, if you're still kind of finding yourself not grasping the concept of low glycemic, don't worry. That's why we have tracking sheets, right? So that you're eating and following the template, checking the boxes to eat the TLS way. And going like, what am I going to have for breakfast, lunch, dinner? What am I going to have for snacks? Well, that's what we have our recipe book, our menu plans and our recipe booklets for, right? So again, it's just taking the thinking out of it, where you take a look at your program's menu plan, and on the second page is your list of fruits and vegetables and all the macros that you get. And I always tell people, highlight the ones that you like and the ones you'd be willing to try, and that's your grocery list. All right. And then what do you do with these foods? Well, that's why we have recipe booklets. And I always tell people to download the Jumpstart recipe booklet as well, because it has great snack ideas and just really lean, clean recipes as well. So we have a lot of recipe booklets. Our Asian recipes, our TLS shaking and baking, our Jumpstart recipe booklet, aside from our program recipe. So please be sure to use these tools so that you know for sure that you're really taking that low glycemic impact eating, to that next level for yourself.
Well, we sort of mentioned it as the supplement, which is the second part. And, in TLS, we said with the 4-pronged approach. And obviously one is the low glycemic impact eating. The second is obviously, we will talk about the fitness later, was the supplementation. And by all means, in TLS, we always acknowledge, right, that that you need, like, that eating healthy balance is very important. But supplements also play a very important role, right? When you nourish your body with those nutrition, your body will function much more efficiently. And second of all is, if you have years of poor eating habit, you cannot just, the whole saying, you cannot just eat less and move more and that the problem's resolved. If that's the case, there is no, like, when you think about, there's no weight loss, weight gain problem out there, right? Because people just eat less and move more. It doesn't work that way. And this is why each of the supplements that we have really addressed a very unique struggle. And like, Karen saying that she loved her CLA and her core. And as for Heather, is the Atkins Trim Tea. And for us, we have our own different favorite, because we have different things that we want to address. And this is exactly what I love about it. It's not like a cookie cutter. You choose what you need, and using these products helps support you while you are making a dietary changes, the low glycemic in eating, but having these supplements makes such a huge difference, and you see your body responding favorably. And that is so important to help you stay motivated and stay consistent on your goal.
For sure. I know supplementation was a really big turning point in my personal journey as well. So, it really does support the body in accelerating those results. And then of course there's fitness. And this is where, fitness, we always say, means fit it in. So no matter what, fit it in, and you need to start where you're at. That, I think, is one of the things that people, often make a mistake with, is that they kind of do the weekend warrior thing, like go hard, go in, injure yourself, or just go thinking that you can, do CrossFit or P90X when you're not there yet. And that's something I also had to learn, especially after some injuries, can be quite doing well. So it's always about starting where you're at, because that is the best and safest place to start. So for many people, that just means a daily walk, and working up the difficulty or length of that walk. And then, going from there. So really moving daily. I really feel like our heart rate should be in an accelerated form, so to say, safely, daily. Because what it does is it boosts our metabolism for up to 18 hours after. Why wouldn't we want to do that on the daily, right?
Yeah.
And the most important thing about fitness is that you are challenging yourself, okay? And that's different for everyone. And so it's really where you're looking internally and going, did I challenge myself here? Versus like, oh, oh yeah, it was good. It was a good workout. No, like, were you really trying your hardest? Right. And one of the things to make it sustainable is find activity you enjoy. Now, I happen to enjoy weightlifting, but I knew nothing about it before I began weightlifting. Suzanne and I were talking about this earlier today, right? When Suzanne thought of exercise years and years ago, she just thought cardio, like so many people
cardio,
do.
that's it. Yep.
And
Exactly.
So
Then
now
I realized that muscle is so important. Then start doing some more weight training, and I fell in love with weight training because I think it's the strength, because you see yourself improving. I remember I barely was able to do those push-ups, and I was like, I'm weak despite doing so many years of cardio. I couldn't do certain like a full push-up, but when you start to do that full push-up, there's a sense of accomplishment right there.
Yeah. And there, due to some injuries that I had, things like a full sit-up or a push-up had, kind of gotten off the docket, and to get back to doing that, and just realizing like, wow, this is a really basic movement I want to be able to do for as long as I can possibly do it. Because pushing my body off the ground, there couldn't be a more fundamental activity to your health, longevity, and vitality and quality of life later on. And so I want you, if you're kind of struggling with training thing, you start with body weight, because that's, you being able to sit up or push up, or squat, or those types of things, all just with your body weight, are very, very foundational to our quality of life. And so I'm going to encourage people, because it really does make a difference in our journey weight loss. But really, for me, absolutely about quality of life, so that we are able to move and have that that experience of doing cool stuff when we're older. Right?
Yes, exactly. I think in life people work so hard to retire, and when they retire, when you ask people what do they want to do, a lot of people say, oh, I would love to travel. And I always say, do you know that if you want to travel, you need to have the physical health in order to travel? Because if you cannot sit for a long period of time, guess what? You're limited where you can go, right? Even as simple as that. And that's what you want to see, this beautiful, I don't know, mountain. Guess what? The car doesn't drive up the mountain. You need to hike up that mountain. So these are little things that reminded me why I'm working out right now, because I would like to really start able to do that hike and enjoy to see these beautiful scenery, right? So I totally agree. I think sometimes people are, I think it's the mindset shift. Again, people are very focused on is the weight loss. And once they achieve that weight loss, they don't see beyond that. But when you see, wow, like I'm stronger, I can do all this. And when I travel, I get to do all this. And I'm not limit where I can go. I'm not limit what I can do, because my body is capable. I think that's something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, and it's such a confidence booster, getting stronger.
Yes.
So
Totally.
we're all about getting stronger.
Yes.
Strong is the new sexy.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Last pillar, Suzanne.
Last but not least is education. And I'm sure you're attest to that, because the last 12 weeks that we are here every single Monday. And that book, you know, the TLS Health Guide, it looks thick, but seriously, each chapter was no more than a couple pages. And why do we offer that for free? Is because we understand that knowledge is power. When we understand why we're doing what we do, we're more likely to make permanent positive changes. TLS doesn't want to make temporary changes. That's not what we're about. We're permanent changes. And this is why we want to help you shift your mindset, but we want you to understand why you behave certain ways. When you're stressed, you eat certainly. When you're not getting, like when you're not getting enough sleep, you chose certain food. Why certain combination of food makes you feel certain way, what certain other combination make you feel not so great. This is where the education comes in. And I hope you appreciate that and hope you stay plugged in, because this is like, the more you learn, the more you realize, oh my goodness, my body is capable to do more. And this is, so you're on this journey for life, and I think that's very powerful as well.
It is powerful. So, you know, we have usually about 5 to 6 TLS blogs a month.
Yes.
We typically have short videos on Facebook or Instagram reels or things like of that nature. We're always constantly putting out little bits of education for you to, you know, get in bite-sized pieces. And so not only did we do that on the private TLS Team Tone Up page, but we're doing that on our, you know, public channels as well. And if you missed one of the Mondays or a few of the Mondays, I encourage you to make a goal to go back and watch them. Nothing helps you accelerate your journey to where you want to go than education. The more you know, the more you can do.
And we also have in the past, we used to do TLS Tuesday, which Melanie and I do different topic, like from mindset to even on specific on like the food and the low GI. We even talk about fiber like in even more detail. So these are great. It's such a great review, and most of them are less than 20 minutes long. They're short. They're meant for you to give you that, you know, a reminder, a little more education in case you forgot, because things get busy and there's a lot of information for you to know. And so check out our YouTube website, our YouTube channel. It's exactly there to help continue to educate you, basically.
So as we come up to our last week of the TLS Tone Up Challenge, I want you to be mentally prepared, but also just physically prepared to be taking your after photos and definitely your measurements and weigh-in. So plan to do that Sunday morning. For those of you who started on time with us, right? So you started on our start week, you're ending this 12 weeks. And so it's really important that you take those after photos, because I know that, you know, some of you are like, oh, it's like, it's been so slow. And just like things haven't been moving as fast as, and a picture is worth 1,000 words. And I have definitely seen that in my own journey. And I have seen that countless times here, literally countless in TLS. So use a blank wall or uncluttered background. Wear something similar to what you wore in your before photos so that you can really see the difference. Do one facing forward, facing backwards, and on the side. Make sure that you have in your camera the head to toe. That's you get the best kind of idea of what shifted for you, where things moved and where you lost and all that fun stuff. In the morning is always best. We're always a little taller and slimmer in the morning. Definitely be sure to smile. Even if you think that things didn't change that much, do it anyway, because you will be pleasantly surprised. We promise.
Yes.
We promise.
Yes.
So we have one more week, Suzanne. This is the 12th week. Make it count. Commit. Follow your meal plan. Follow the checklist. Take your supplements. You know, work out. Do all the things, right? And then report into your coach so they can they can report in at week's end, that we can celebrate our final numbers on Monday. Yes. We'll be doing one last webinar as a celebration, and we'll talk about some next steps, and we'll have some more testimonials of some amazing, inspiring stories. So you don't want to miss that. It's going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible.
So close, everybody. Stay focused, right? We always say stay focused, stay the course. So close. You're almost there. You work so hard. Just always remember when that last week felt a bit heavy, so close. Think about why you started in the beginning. Really go back to your why. I think sometimes it's like, oh, so close, and then feel like, let's kind of waver. No, it's so close. Just is there in there. And Melanie is right. I have never had a client who took the after picture and not wow by it. Like, you'll be so surprised. Like, things that you think didn't change, it changed. It really truly changed. And you were so glad that you had that before photo and you have this after photo and you compare side by side. And if someone can capture that, your mouth will be open and you'll be like crying in tears, like happy tears, proud of yourself tears, like pack on your back tears. And we can't wait to celebrate that next week with you.
And you don't have to share those after photo, before and after side by sides with us unless you want to, but you do need them for yourself. And because even if the scale's been slow or the inches have been slow, we promise that the picture is going to give you a much clearer idea as to what shifted for you and how much better you look. And then of course, we're always talking about, right, Suzanne, is how do you feel, right? Who is it? Typed in here in the comments. I just love the way I feel. And that's the difference between us and other programs. In other programs, people feel hungry, grumpy, tired, just they're constantly complaining, they're deprived. And in TLS, like, everybody always says, like, I feel great, right? I feel amazing. I have so much more energy. All of these things. And so pay attention to how you feel. And again, letting go of, any kind of negative feeling about how far you've come. Wait until you see that after photo. Okay, y'all gonna be super happy.
That's right. I think next Monday when we have it, chat in the box, let us know that you have that wow, like, wow, I did it. I look amazing and I feel amazing and I love myself. Like, we can't wait for you to share those stories.
Yes, for sure. We're very, very excited. And I know that it never feels like when you take the before picture that you want to take the after one or ever share the before, because the before has shame attached to it usually. But when so the shame goes away, and when you see that after photo, pride replaces it. And that pride is something, it's like Heather and Karen said, I want to tell my story. They put their photos up, right? They gave us permission to put their photos up because shame is replaced with pride and the desire to turn around and help someone else feel as good as we do. And that is what TLS is all about, you guys. So don't discount that after photo and rob yourself of that pride that you will feel when you see it. And of course, if you want to share them, we love for you to share them with us. But know that you don't have to, of course. We just want you to take the dang after photo. Can you tell? All right, that's all I got for this week, you guys. Suzanne, any last words?
No, just stay focused and stay the course. One more week. That's it. One more week. We'll see you next week.
Yes, we have next steps for you next week, so don't miss it. We'll see you soon.
Bye, everyone.